Finally got my hands on some Tamiya Brushless goodness. Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. So this video's about my new Tamiya brushless setup, which I'm super excited about. So I ordered, first of all, massive shout out to Tony's Tamiya Parts for sorting me this stuff out, much appreciated as always. So I've gone for the Tamiya TBLM02s brushless motor. It's censored, it's a 10.5, which gives it a kV of 3,370. So it's not earth-shatteringly quick, but it's good enough for what I want. Also, I bought a new sensor lead for it. I have one, but I thought I'll just keep a spare. I've got this one slightly longer, 16 centimeters. And I've also got off Tony's Tamiya Parts the fan unit for the TBLE02s electronic speed controller. So first of all, why did I go this? Well, obviously I'm a Tamiya only channel. We run all the vintage Tamiya motors from back in the day, and it makes perfect sense to run the Tamiya's own brand of brushless. So we'll start with the speedo. So it's just a TBLE02s. Now for me, as I've said in previous videos, these are kind of throwaway speedos for me. The dual speedos, so it will run a brushed and it'll also run brushless. Now in the brushed mode, it goes down to, well, it has a 23 turn limit. So, you know, 23 turns, not all that much, to be honest. So I've always gone for Hobbywing 1060s and various other electronic speed controls with much lower brush limits. But obviously this runs this bad boy in brushless mode. Now, just to give you some idea, if I do run these, it's generally on a 540 motor on 2S, but bear in mind these were built or made for Tamiya's Li-Fi battery, so there's no LiPo cut out on these. So if you are going to run these and you're going to run them, put a full battery through them, you will need a LiPo alarm. So from what I've been told about this setup is that this obviously runs 540s with no problem at all. It'll also run the Tamiya Sport Tune motor. Now that's a 23 turn motor, so that's right on the limit, but that's quite a tame motor. There might be somebody saying, well, it's actually 27 turn. There was a couple of different variants of this motor. Now this is a new silver can one, so we're more talking about the black can sports tuned. I can't remember the story. It's something, there was two different factories making them for Tamiya. I think one was in Malaysia, maybe one in China, and some of the motors were actually 27 turn, but I believe the majority of the black ones are 23. Anyway, the new one's 23 as well. So that speedo runs this, no problem at all. But then when you get down to the Tamiya Superstock RZ motor, now that's a 23 turn, but that's got a much higher RPM. It's a lot torquier than that one. Obviously it's more expensive. So you are pushing this right on the limit. Now apparently, now I've never run this combination, I have to say. I always run this with a 1060. But apparently this has a bit of an overheating problem when it's on its limit. Hence the reason why Tamiya did this fan. So if you bolt that fan onto there, that will quite happily run the 23 turn Superstock RZ, which we will try in the future at some point. But obviously this is about brushless. So as I said, this is the TBLM02s censored brushless motor, 10.5. That's as low as this speedo with the fan will take. Now Tamiya do other brushless motors that go below 10.5. I can't remember the names of them, but I think Transpeed's one of them, and it'll actually go down to 3.5, which will have some absolutely ridiculous kV. But you definitely need, if you want to do what I'm doing and you want to have it all Tamiya branded, then if you find one of those Tamiya speed controllers that'll run that thing, it's mega expensive. Now just off the bat, when I've posted pictures of this setup on Instagram and Facebook group, a lot of people will turn around and they'll go, but because these are quite expensive. This motor's around about £60 plus, just for the motor. Now, obviously, you guys will know you can buy a full cheap brushless combo set, motor and speed controller, for less than that, and a higher KV one as well. I know that, I get that, but I want to try the Tamiya setup, you know, and I am looking for something that runs really well. It's not blisteringly quick, but it's fast enough for me, and it's all Tamiya in the Tamiya car. Very nerdy, I know, but that's me. So what else is there? So what I want to do in this video is we'll have a closer look at this motor, and I'll show you it. I do want some feedback from you guys who have run these, because I'm pretty new to all this, the brushless setup. Now, this has got adjustable timing on it. Now, I obviously know what adjustable timing is on a motor, but I'm very old school, and when I think of that, it's obviously going back to the good old days with the modified brush motors. Now, the idea of timing for me, oh sorry, not for me, but the idea of motor timing was that back in the day when you were racing these buggies, just for argument's sake, you were running a 2000 milliamp NiCad battery, and you had a modified brush motor, and that would run for 5 minutes on that full battery. Then you could turn the timing up to increase the RPM, which obviously is more current drain, which will knock your run time back, but you could get a little bit more oomph out of your motor and sort of tune it to that 4 minute race. So, you know, it gave you that advantage. So it's kind of fine tuning. Now, I presume this is exactly the same, and I also presume that the setting this is on the timing is the 3370 kV mark. So I am wondering, if you turn the timing up, I think it goes up 2, maybe 3 degrees, will that increase that kV? I don't know. I guess so. Otherwise, what's the point of having it? Or is it 3370 kV at maximum, and it's the timing's been turned back 2-3 degrees to the centre? So if any of you guys know that, I'd be really interested. So we're obviously going to have a play with that. This setup is going to first go in the egress once it's built, which is going to be mega cool. So as I say, let's have a closer look at the motor, and then what I want to do, I'm very curious to see how this fan fits on the TBLE02. You don't see a lot of guys running these, or I don't anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to get all this unwrapped and build this fan unit up, because there's little parts trees and there's little various screws all over it. So as I say, I'm very curious to see how it fits on this. This is a brand new TBLE02s, which I've just taken out of the Mad Bull kit. I've got loads of these, but I wanted it all to be brand new. So let's have a look at this. Obviously, you know what the TBLE02 Speedo is. S. This is the 16 centimetre long TBLE01s sensor cable. That's the part number, should you be interested. Obviously Tamiya do these in all different sizes, but this is the fan unit, which I'm really curious about, and that's the part numbers, should you be interested. Now Tamiya only make one fan, so this one fan fits all, which is cool. And then, as I say, we have this TBLM02s 10.5T. Bit of timing information there, and then there's just a little bit of information. 10.5, 3370 kV, 6.6 to 7.2 volts. So I'm guessing, obviously we can run this on 2S, but I'm guessing we won't be able to run it on 3S. So let's have a look at this bad boy. Nice. Now I believe this is a very good quality motor I've read about, but it is sort of old generation brushless motors. But I believe it runs well. It's supposed to be super smooth and it's very torquey. Let's see if I can show you. Now that's the timing marks. Let's see if I can get that to. There you go. So as you can see, the timing arrow is right in the middle. You slacken off. Let's see if I can do this so you can see properly. So obviously that's where your sensor cable goes, and I believe you just unscrew or slacken off those two screws and the timing will adjust. But as I say, that's for a much later date. But yeah, it's a very cool looking thing. But this is what I'm very curious about. So let's see. Few screws, double-sided. That's the actual fan itself. TFU01. Dinky little thing. And then obviously we've got the destructions. This is how it fits. That's interesting. Sorry, I don't want to rattle this paper around for you guys. So we've got this plastic mod here that's got 2 bits of double-sided sticky tape. That's your first step, which puts it to here. And then you've got your frame that then sits over and screws to that. And then your fan just bolts down. Oh, and it fits the 2 speedos as well, which is interesting. So obviously the left hand side is the TBLE02, but on the right hand side you've got the TEU105BK. That's a speedo I've never had, funny enough, which is interesting. I need to look at that and see what the spec of that is. I'm guessing it's a better spec, but actually I don't know. And I'm also wondering if that is just a brushed speedo. Anyway, I'm digressing, but it's something I want to look at. So let's get the screwdriver set out and let's bang this fan on this speedo and see what it looks like. It'll be pretty cool. So the first stage is cut your double-sided sticky tape out, and that's the way around it goes. And then this, obviously I've not taken the backing off yet. This is just going to sit in there on like that, but I won't push that down just yet. Alright, let's take that backing off and stick that down. So that's the first bit. It just sits down on server 2, fins go through the heatsink. And then, apparently, the next bit, which is this, just clips over. I think. Don't want to push too hard. And I'm also doing this at the other side of the camera, which is not always the easiest. Is that right? Oh yeah, sorry, I was thinking that side wasn't down, but it is, it's flush. I'll just clip that, because there's 2 screws going that side. Right, so that's basically your surround, your plastic surround that goes across the top of it. And then it's just a case of the actual fan itself, which is that way around. I'll have to check the instructions just to make sure I get that the right way. But that is just going to sit and clip on there. So let's just do that off camera so I get it right. And that's it. All clips on one side. Now the fan is definitely directional. On one side out of the 4 it's got 2 grooves, and that's what clips it on this side. And then obviously the 2 screws there. That's pretty cool. I do enjoy Tamiya stuff. Just makes the speedo look a little bit more meatier as well. So yeah, we have that now. Now what I just do want to say is, you guys might be sticking in the comments already, this speedo's pretty much on its limits for this motor. Now the little bits I have read on it, they obviously suggest upgrading your speedo to get the most out of this motor, but I think for what I'm doing, I think this will be fine. We have other electronic speed controllers, brushless, that we can power this with, not a problem, and that'll be a test we do in the future as well, just to see what the differences are when we change a speedo out. So as I said, next job for this will be to install it in the egress, but we've not even built that yet. But I've got a couple of video plans to do with this stuff. I like doing little sort of, I won't call them tests, but little runs using slightly different, little adjustments here and there. What I should have said, first of all, if you guys are sort of unsure about that, the fan has a cable and the receiver plug on it. That goes into your battery side of your receiver, which powers that fan. Soon as once it's all powered up, you switch your switch on, the fan just starts rotating and you forget about it. But as I say, it's going to go in with this standard setup in the egress, which will run on standard gearing, and we'll have a blast with the egress. We'll do some GPS runs just to see what this can do. Secondly, then what I want to do is I want to turn the timing up full and just see what difference that makes. So we'll measure it on obviously on top speed. We'll see how it affects the torque, but we'll also see how that affects the run time. Now we will be running this on 2S, definitely, and I will be curious to see if it'll run 3S as well. I've run a TBLE02s on 3S once, but it was only running a 540 motor, but it handled it fine. But I don't actually think they're made for that. And then the third and final test we'll do, we'll swap the Tamiya TBLE02 out and we'll put a better brushless, probably a big 60 amp. Is it? Yeah, I've got a 60 amp brushless speedo to put in, and we'll see if we get more out of that motor. I've got a sneaky feeling we will. But yeah, so that's some good little tests for the future. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that. So once again, thanks for watching, it's much appreciated. If you are new to this channel, if you could please consider liking and subscribing to support us. And if you do that, if you could smash that notification buzzer for our weekly videos. But as always guys, happy arseeing.